All right, welcome back. Foul Mouth TV. On our way back from a hunt. So, kind of got to fill you guys in on what's going on with the rice blind. I want to say about 2 weeks ago. Is it 2 weeks ago? Not even 2 weeks ago. Finally got our field stomped. Got our decoys set. Excuse me. Got our decoys set. So pretty much we're ready to go. Basically the stomper got in, knocked all the stubble down, and then we had to reflood our field. So once we got it stomped, all the guys, we were all excited about finally being able to hunt this piece of property. We had been waiting on it all season. Stomper was in high demand. Everybody else was in the same situation, and just an unfortunate situation. Nothing we can do about it. We were chomping at the bit, but ultimately, it was completely out of our hands. There's only so many stompers in the area, and they got thousands of acres to stomp. So we just kind of had to wait our turn and, stick it out. So finally, stomper came in, got it done. Logan ended up putting all the decoys out. Shout out to him. He was hunting another club with his neighbor. And shout out to Mr. Lee as well, because he went out there and helped him set up. It was, 300 some odd decoys. And walking through a stomped field isn't the funnest thing to do. So shout out to those two to at least getting the brunt of the work done. We had some minor adjustments we had to make with like formation and shit like that, but most of the work was done. So shout out those two, Logan, Mr. Lee. Definitely gave us a head start. So once the decoys went out, Logan hunted on Tuesday, I believe, which was the day after our field got stomped. He hunted with his neighbor. So Tuesday, after he hunted, he came over to the blind, set the decoys out, and then just kind of hung out at the club up until I got there Tuesday evening. Now Wednesday we had a guided hunt scheduled, and this guy's blind, man. It's a shooter, and he shoots 800 plus birds out of that blind a year. So we were really excited. Booked it early in the season, but thing is this person's blind was in the same position that ours was in. So basically Tuesday came, we were in contact with the guide, and on Tuesday afternoon, I believe, he said that the stomper had just got out of his field. So this guy runs a crazy spread. He runs, 1,500 decoys in his pond at any time. And he just didn't have the time to set up the decoys. So he said, he goes, I'm going to have you guys come out. I think we'll be all right. So we were like, okay, well, we'll see you in the morning. So we ended up meeting him out. He drove us out to the blind. I had Austin come out because Austin was going to film it. And I was hoping for a straight up lights out hunt. So we get out there, me, Logan, Austin, and man, just the birds weren't flying. I think we shot at maybe 2 birds, but Birds didn't want to come in and play. They didn't want to work. Once again, we were dealing with this fog crap. But birds didn't want to work. It was weird. Like birds were acting funny. So we ended up staying out there. I don't know. We stuck it out till like 11. The guide. He's from the same hometown as Logan and I. So we got some things in common, and we got some things that we were laughing at about our childhood. Different spots and in our neighborhood and where we used to hang out, who we used to hang out with, just all the things that related to our town. So it was a good time, conversation wise, and me personally, I enjoy sitting out in a blind anyway and just shooting shit. So anyway, finished that hunt, didn't have any birds. Me and Logan shot right back because this blind's right down the road from our rice blind. So we shot back up to our blind, put the finishing touches on decoys and different formations, and got them to where we thought would work, right? So finished that up, went back to the club, hang out, and decided that we were going to get up, and I decided that I was going to get up. Logan ended up leaving. I decided I was going to get up Thursday and go hunt, and then I was going to pretty much stay up there the whole week. So I had planned hunt Thursday, hunt Friday, hunt Saturday, and then hunt Sunday as well. And so go out there Thursday. Man, it's just wasn't a lot of birds flying. I couldn't get anything to really decoy in. The widgeon weren't working like they normally do. That's one thing I've noticed this season too, just so far. The widgeon aren't wanting to play at all. And then at this point in the season, hadn't really seen any teal working. So, man, I sat out there for, I think I sat out there till about 10:30 and just tried to work birds in, and just couldn't get them. Later in that, I want to say right before I started to pack up, I heard a little chirp from a pintail. And now, mind you, it's foggy, so can't really see him. And I hit my pintail whistle, and then all of a sudden, right out the fog, he's coming in feet down. So get on him first thing, boom, bust him. Stud. He was just he was fully mature, nice color. He was just thin. He was a fresh bird. He was a migrator for sure. I got him home and opened him up, and he didn't have an ounce of fat on his breast. So it's kind of good news. Like, hey, all right, we're getting some new birds in, right? So ended up finishing Thursday with just the Drake pintail. So go back, hang at the club. Had good old John from the Filthy Spoon stop by. Have a couple, as he would call them, 75-cent beers. Before was that Wednesday? I take that back. He came by Wednesday after me and Logan had hunted. It was prior to the spot burn. But anyway, went back to the club Thursday evening. Kind of hung out. Figured out what I wanted to try to do on Friday. So get up Friday, back at the rice blind, kind of playing with where I'm putting the blade at. And mind you, all these days there's no wind, no rain, just straight cloudy and foggy. So it's kind of sitting there wondering, like, hey, I wonder if the weather's not right, not moving the birds, or last year we our blind that we were in last year really didn't produce, so starting to kind of question the area, question if we're even in a good spot to even get on some birds. So sitting out there Friday, and I called two birds in. Really couldn't see what they were because they were kind of far away. This had to be like 9 o'clock in the morning. These two birds come in. They're flying kind of slow. I thought they were mallards, but I just could not see because it was just the fog and stuff like that. So these birds come in, they kind of circle wide over the blind, and then they go to sit down maybe about 60 yards away from me. Now, when they get ready to sit down on the water and I see their feet down, I just hit them like really hard with the mallard call, wham, 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 and it kind of spooked them back up. And then they kind of worked towards the blind, and then right before they hit the blind, they kind of turned. So I pulled up, dropped the first one, and then once I dropped it, once I folded it, it was a Drake mallard, right? So the second bird there was a second bird that was flying with it, ended up coming right back around, came right back over the blind, and I cleaned that one up too, and that was a hen. So I ended up doubling on the two mallards. So I got a Drake mallard and a hen mallard, and then I think maybe I took a few more shots at some birds but missed. Ended Thursday with just the two mallards. So now I'm kind of building momentum. Started off Thursday with one bird. Now I'm going into Friday, finishing Friday with two birds. So Saturday comes around and I'm getting my hopes up for, I'm going to get three birds. So Sean ended up coming up and hunting with me. I believe Logan came back up. Logan did come back up. Brought his pup up, brought his dog, so she can sit there and kind of spectate. But we ended up, once again, we ended up getting out there, and it was just kind of dead. Wasn't a lot of birds flying. Same thing, foggy, no wind, and just flight activity wasn't there. I ended up shooting two spoonies. I shot a hen and a drake, and then Logan shot a hen widgeon. So we ended up, and I'm gonna make a video compiling all three of these days together, kind of make a short video. We got some funny conversation in there. Yeah. So anyway, finished up Saturday. Me and Sean threw out some more decoys. Our spread was looking a little light this year, and we didn't notice it until we put them out in the pond, and we're like, shit, man, we need more decoys. So we ended up buying another, I don't know, like 8 dozen decoys. So we ended up putting those in the spread, and then ended up having to head back home. So Sunday was a wash. Didn't end up hunting Sunday. So yeah, I got home, and then had to hit work for a few days, and then kind of just schemed and over the next couple of days kind of schemed and talked about whether our blind was shit or whether the birds weren't there. Because this whole time, I believe the birds just didn't know that the feed was there. It hadn't been there the whole entire time, so didn't really expect birds to come in and be like, yeah, the food's here, right? So I was just kind of being patient. I, I was being patient and optimistic at the same time. I guess you can say that. Being patient, but hoping and praying that it would finally produce. Um, so yeah, I just closed that weekend out with what was that, 4? Yeah, one Drake pintail. One there's actually it was actually 5 birds. So Drake pintail, Drake mallard, hen mallard, Drake spoony, hen spoony. So yeah, just just kind of talking about like what the birds were doing when they were flying. I don't know. Like I said, I've been working on this blade thing, and I'm still working on trying to get the hang of it. I'm still working on trying to read the birds, and read how they're reacting to it, and playing with different things. And I've been doing it. I haven't been being stubborn. That's one thing I haven't been doing this year, is being stubborn on making the changes. I've been, I'll get up, I'll run and move this here, change this decoy over here, move this, open this pocket up, whatever. I've been pretty pretty good on not being stubborn. But yeah, I was playing with it seemed like the birds didn't want to come into the blade, so they'd start to work, and then I'd turn the blade off, and they'd come in, but they wouldn't come in close to the blind. So I was just, I don't know, man. I was confused and just didn't really understand what it was that they weren't liking. And then, I got a couple guys numbers that are a little bit north of me, kind of talking to them, and they're all dealing with the same thing. So I'm kind of like, like maybe they're just, maybe the birds really aren't in yet. Maybe they're just not. Maybe the birds that are here are local birds and they're smart, and they're just not willing to play when it comes down to it. So that was kind of my frame of mind coming to the little activity that we were seeing, and just kind of, like I said, just staying optimistic, and man, it's got to turn on sooner or later. So, finish that weekend kind of with that mind frame on, we're gonna see more birds. Our time's gonna come, and when it comes, it's gonna be lights out. So, hopefully, this next. So I'll cut this one here. And then, like I said, I got to work on that. I've been backed up with footage and podcasts and all type of other stuff. So I got to compile all those 3 or 4 days together into one video. Then I'll post this after I get the video posted. So yeah, once again, give us a follow on Instagram, foul.mouth.tv, and then on YouTube, follow us, Foul Mouth TV. Like, subscribe, drop a comment, reach out to us, start up a conversation, introduce yourself, whatever it is, reach out to us. So, really appreciate all the support we've been getting. So just keep it up. All right, catch you guys on the next one. Peace.